elimination method means by subtracting or adding two equations, we want to get rid of one of the variables. So in this video, I like to always add the equations. In order to get rid of one of the variables with adding two equations, I have to add two opposite things in order for them to cancel each other out. For example, if I have 6x here, and if I add it with its opposite, which is negative 6x, I'm going to get 0. So that variable no longer exists. So let's go over one example. Let's solve this one. You have x minus y equals 10 and x plus y equals 8. Solving these systems means you have to solve for the variable x and variable y. In this one, we're lucky because negative y and y are already opposite. So we don't have to do anything else with the equation. We can just add them. If I add those equations, I'm going to get x plus x, which is 2x. Y plus negative y, they will cancel each other out. So when you see equal sign, you write equal sign. 8 plus 10 is 18. So here, you have 2x equals 18. In order to have x alone, I want to divide both sides by a 2. I'm going to get 2 and 2 will cancel each other out, so I'm going to get x equals 18 divided by 2 is 9. But we're not done yet. We have to solve for y too. What I want to do is plug this in to one of my equations and solve for the other variable. I'm going to use the first equation, which is what? X minus y equals 10. We already know x is 9, so I'm going to plug that into my equation. 9 minus y equals 10. I want to get rid of that 9, so I have to add a 9. Oh, sorry. I have to subtract a 9, right? Since it's positive from both sides. Negative y equals 10 minus 9. Negative y equals, what is 10 minus 9? Just 1. So divide by negative 1. We get y equals a negative 1. So this one is for you guys to try. So why don't you guys go ahead and solve this one? So I assume we gave it a try. We're gonna go over it together. Sorry. So notice how here again I have one variable already set up, so I don't have to do anything else. Because if I add those equations, y and negative y are opposites. So if I add them, it's going to give me 0, right? So I'm going to go ahead and add them. X plus x, 2x. Y minus y, they're going to just cancel each other out. Equal 14 plus 2 is just 16. In order to find x, we want to divide both sides by a 2, right? We want to get rid of that 2 there. 2 divided by 2 is just 1. So x equals 16 divided by 2, 8. We're not done yet. We want to take that 8, put it in one of the equations, and solve for the other. This time, I'm going to use the second equation. You may use the first one, is totally okay. So the second equation is x minus y equals 14. I know x is equal to 8, so I'm going to plug that in. 8 minus y equals 14. Let's subtract an 8 for both sides. I'm going to get negative y equals 14 minus 8. So negative y equals 6. So y equals what? Negative 6. So let's try to solve this one. In this one, there is no variable already set up for this to cancel each other out. So we have to go ahead and change this in some way so we can cancel them out. We know if we multiply one of the equations by a number, it's going to stay an equal again. So it's going to stay as an equation again. So we can multiply one equation by a number. With that being said, notice that if one of these x's was a negative x, they would easily cancel out. So if I were to multiply one of the equations by negative 1, I could cancel this out. But what if I wanted to cancel y's out? This is positive, this is negative, so they already have opposite signs, so I'm good with that. This has a 2 coefficient, this doesn't. So if this is 2y, if that was negative 2y, we could cancel them out too. So I could multiply the second equation by a 2. I'm going to go ahead and try to cancel the y's. In order to cancel the y's, I want to multiply the second equation by a 2. So times 2. First equation stays the same. X plus 2y equals to 8. That one. I'm going to multiply it by each. 2x. 2 times negative y is going to be negative 2y. 2 times 2 is going to be 4. Now it's time to add the equations. X plus 2x is just 3x. Negative y plus 2y, they're going to cancel each other out. They're opposites. Equal. 8 plus 4 is 12. So let's go ahead and solve for x. Divide by 3. Divide by 3. I'm going to get x equals 12 divided by 3 is 4. Then solving for y, I'm going to use the very first equation. You can use any of these. So I'm going to write that down again. X plus 2y equals to 8. What is x here? 4. I'm going to plug that in. So let's have y's alone here. So 2y, I have to subtract the 4 from both sides. Now we'll cancel that out. I have 2y equals 8 minus 4 is just 4. Having y alone, divide both sides by 2. Y equals 4 divided by 2, 2. So they're not easy all the time. You just, sometimes you have to change some of them. So there's one example for you guys to go ahead and try to solve it. So I assume you gave it a try. Let's go over this together. Notice that it doesn't matter if you eliminate x or y. As long as you get the same answer, it doesn't matter. So I'm going to choose to eliminate x this time. This one is positive, this one is negative, so we're good with the signs. This one is a 1, it's a 4. So if that was 4x, then I were to add those equations, I would get 4x minus 4x, it would be 0. I would be able to eliminate x. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So let's multiply the first equation by f4. 4 times x is 4x. 4 times negative y is negative 4y. 4 times 1 is 4. The second equation, I'm just going to write that down. Negative 4x plus 3y equals 5. So let's add those equations. Now I'm good because those two are opposites. So 4 minus 4 is just 0. So that's just 0. I'm not going to write that down. So I have negative 4y plus 3y is going to be negative y equals 5 plus 4 is 9. So I get y equals negative 9. Now that I figured out what y is, I have to put that in one of my equations and solve for x. I'm going to use the first equation since it seems simpler out of those two. So I have x minus y equal 1. I know y is negative 9, so I get x minus y is negative 9 equals 1. Minus and minus is positive, so x plus 9 equals 1. Get rid of that 9, I have to subtract the 9 from both sides. X equals 1 minus 9